Today, tensions rise as Ukraine intensifies its military operations in Crimea, while Iran's geopolitical maneuvers create ripples in global oil markets. Additionally, a deadly heat wave grips Europe, affecting millions. Here are today's top 10 stories you need to know. A devastating fire has erupted at a popular Caribbean beach resort, resulting in at least one confirmed death. The blaze broke out in the early hours, quickly engulfing several facilities within the resort. Firefighters battled the flames for hours as guests were evacuated. The cause of the fire is under investigation, with initial reports indicating possible electrical failures. The tragedy highlights the need for stringent safety measures in hospitality venues, particularly in regions prone to tourism. As the investigation continues, the focus will be on supporting affected guests and families while assessing the extent of the damage. This incident serves as a tragic reminder of the vulnerabilities faced by resorts in ensuring guest safety. The community is coming together to support those affected, emphasizing resilience in the face of adversity. A tragic train collision in the United Kingdom has resulted in at least one confirmed death and several injuries. Emergency services were dispatched to the scene, where multiple train cars derailed after colliding. Investigations are underway to determine the cause of the accident, with initial reports suggesting possible signaling failures. Rail safety has come under scrutiny as the incident raises questions about infrastructure maintenance and operational protocols. As the community mourns the loss of life, there are calls for a thorough investigation and accountability for those responsible. This incident underscores the importance of maintaining rigorous safety standards within the rail industry to prevent future tragedies. The impact of this collision will be felt not only by the victims' families, but also across the rail network, as safety protocols are reviewed. A massive fire has broken out at a boat storage facility in South Carolina, prompting emergency response teams to battle the flames. The fire has spread rapidly, threatening nearby structures and requiring the evacuation of surrounding areas. Firefighters are working tirelessly to contain the blaze while ensuring the safety of residents. Authorities are investigating the cause of the fire, which has resulted in significant property damage. The incident highlights the dangers posed by such facilities, especially in areas prone to dry conditions. As investigations continue, the community is left to assess the impacts of the disaster, both in terms of property loss and the potential environmental effects. This situation serves as a reminder of the importance of fire safety and preparedness, particularly in regions susceptible to similar incidents. As recovery efforts begin, the focus will be on supporting affected families and rebuilding the community. In a significant legal development, 8 individuals have been convicted of terrorism charges related to a shooting at a Texas immigration center. This case has drawn national attention, highlighting the ongoing debates surrounding immigration and national security. The convictions come after a lengthy investigation and trial process, revealing a complex web of motives and extremist ideologies. Sentencing for the convicted individuals is expected to be severe, reflecting the gravity of the crimes committed. This case has reignited discussions about the adequacy of current immigration policies and the need for enhanced security measures. As the community grapples with the aftermath of the incident, there are calls for unity and healing. The impact of these convictions extends beyond the courtroom, influencing public perception and policy discussions regarding immigration in the United States. As the nation reflects on this incident, the focus shifts to preventing similar acts of violence in the future. Ukraine's military has claimed responsibility for a targeted strike on a Russian missile electronics plant in Voronezh. This strategic operation is part of Ukraine's broader initiative to disrupt Russian military capabilities, particularly in missile production. The Ukrainian government stated that the attack aimed to diminish the production capacity of missiles that have been used against Ukrainian forces, highlighting the critical need to weaken the enemy's supply chain. This development underscores the ongoing intensity of the conflict, as both sides continue to engage in strategic targeting of each other's infrastructure. Analysts suggest that such strikes reflect Ukraine's evolving military tactics and their unwavering commitment to countering Russian aggression. The implications of this assault may extend beyond immediate military gains, potentially impacting the morale of Russian forces and altering the overall trajectory of the conflict. As both countries prepare for possible retaliatory measures, the focus will shift to the effectiveness of Ukraine's strategy in maintaining pressure on Russian military operations in the coming weeks. Iran has significantly increased its execution rates amidst escalating international tensions and widespread internal dissent. Human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, report that the Iranian government is employing capital punishment as a means to suppress opposition and silence dissenting voices. This alarming trend has drawn widespread condemnation from global human rights advocates who argue that such actions violate fundamental human rights. The surge in executions reflects the Iranian regime's desperate efforts to maintain control in the face of growing protests fueled by economic instability, political repression, and social discontent. Critics assert that this brutal approach is counterproductive, potentially inciting further unrest among an already disillusioned populace. The international community has responded with calls for accountability and a reassessment of diplomatic relations with Iran, urging a stronger stance against human rights abuses. As these developments unfold, the implications for both domestic stability and international relations become increasingly critical. The situation calls for urgent attention, highlighting the need for a comprehensive dialogue on governance and the treatment of dissenters in Iran. In a significant legislative achievement, Congress has passed a landmark housing bill aimed at addressing the ongoing housing crisis in the United States. The bill focuses on increasing the supply of affordable housing and improving access for low-income families. This bipartisan effort reflects mounting pressure on lawmakers to tackle the growing issues of homelessness and housing affordability. Proponents argue that the new measures will stimulate economic growth by creating jobs in the construction sector and revitalizing communities. The bill also includes provisions for zoning reforms and incentives for developers to build more affordable units. However, critics warn that without sufficient funding and oversight, the bill may not achieve its intended goals. The housing crisis has reached critical levels, with skyrocketing rents and a shortage of available homes. As President Trump prepares to sign the bill into law, attention turns to its implementation and the potential long-term impacts on American families. Housing advocates are hopeful that this legislation will mark a turning point in addressing the affordability crisis. A severe heat wave has gripped Europe, leading to alarming temperatures and health warnings across multiple countries. The current situation has resulted in numerous heat-related fatalities, with vulnerable populations, including the elderly and those with pre-existing health conditions, being particularly affected. This unprecedented weather event is a stark reminder of the ongoing challenges posed by climate change, which scientists warn is intensifying due to human activity. As temperatures soar, cities like Madrid and Athens have implemented emergency measures, including the establishment of cooling centers and public advisories to protect residents. The heat has also strained energy resources, as demand for air conditioning and cooling systems skyrockets, raising concerns about blackouts. The economic impact is significant, with potential losses in productivity, tourism, and increased healthcare costs. Experts caution that such extreme weather events may become more frequent, emphasizing the need for governments to prioritize climate adaptation strategies. As this heat wave persists, public health officials urge citizens to stay hydrated and limit outdoor activities. Looking ahead, it is crucial for policymakers to implement comprehensive climate policies to better prepare for future extreme weather scenarios. In a bold move, Iran has announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, a vital waterway for global oil transport. This decision follows escalating tensions with the United States and its allies, sparking fears of a potential conflict in the region. The Strait of Hormuz is crucial as it handles approximately 20% of the world's oil supply, making this closure a significant geopolitical maneuver. Historically, Iran has leveraged this strategic choke point during periods of heightened conflict, using it as a bargaining chip in international negotiations. Analysts suggest that Iran's actions aim to strengthen its position amid ongoing sanctions and diplomatic isolation, showcasing its determination to challenge U.S. influence in the region. The closure could lead to immediate spikes in global oil prices, impacting economies worldwide, particularly those heavily reliant on oil imports. Shipping routes will be severely affected, potentially leading to shortages and increased costs for consumers. The international community has responded with alarm, urging for de-escalation and dialogue to prevent further instability. As these developments unfold, attention turns to potential responses from the U.S. and allied nations, which may involve military or diplomatic actions aimed at reopening the Strait and restoring stability in the region. In a significant escalation of the ongoing conflict, Ukraine has successfully targeted a railway bridge in Crimea. This strategic attack aims to isolate the Russian-controlled peninsula, which has been a focal point in the four-year war. Ukrainian officials reported that the strike is part of a larger military strategy to disrupt supply lines and infrastructure supporting Russian operations. The railway bridge is crucial for transporting troops and supplies, making it a prime target. This assault reflects Ukraine's evolving military strategy, particularly its capability to utilize long-range weaponry effectively, a development that has surprised many military analysts. The bridge strike comes at a time when Ukrainian forces are grappling with challenges in advancing their front lines, making this attack particularly significant. Furthermore, it puts added pressure on the Kremlin, which has seen its military momentum stall in recent months. The loss of this infrastructure could hamper Russian logistics, potentially leading to delays in troop deployments and resupply efforts. Analysts suggest this could lead to a shift in the dynamics of the conflict, possibly forcing Russia to reconsider its strategies in the region. As the situation evolves, Ukraine's determination to reclaim its territory seems unwavering. This attack may signal a broader campaign to enhance Ukraine's position in future negotiations, reshaping the conflict's landscape in the months ahead. Thank you for watching today's top stories. Which news item shocked you the most? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.